Guys, Mark Goldberg here from Mark Vlogs Watches with a quick word for your friend and mine, ArchieLuxury, Paul Pluta, AC3, Archibald Chesterfield III. You know, he invented the quick wristwatch check, and the rest of us on YouTube, well, we just stole it. Help keep Archie full-time on YouTube by liking this video, watching this video, tell your fuckhead friends, and make sure to subscribe to his Patreon. And now, ArchieLuxury.
Hey guys, it's ArchieLuxury, the wristwatch guru, the pontiff. And today I've just come back from Singapore. A quick wristwatch check. I'm wearing my two-tone Maserati Blue Daytona. And today, guys, I want to talk to you about the watch industry. These comments relate to the new industry. I was able to speak to a sales manager of a boutique that sold Rolex, Pluta, a number of high-end brands, and there was a very, very interesting comment that was made. The watch industry is the worst it's ever been. That's right. This is a gray-haired veteran. He has said he's never seen the watch industry as bad as it currently is. The one exclusion is Rolex. Besides Rolex, the watch industry is the worst it has ever been. And this is very, very interesting situation. What's happened is Rolex itself there is absolutely bonkers. There's no supply, steel sports unavailable. Basically, even gold is hard to get. It's the Rolex ADs have become Datejust two-tone. The two-tone Datejust Tabernacle. That's correct. It's been very, very hard to get anything besides a two-tone Datejust. The situation is terrible. Now, you would think that, say you cannot buy say you can't buy BMW anymore. Well, wouldn't the customer go to Mercedes? Wouldn't they go to Audi? Wouldn't they go to Lexus? To name but a few. But no, what's happened is, in the watch industry, talking to this veteran, he has said that sales are not going across to the other brands. If somebody can't get a Submariner, they're not going to buy a Breitling Super Ocean. If they can't get a GMT, they're not going to necessarily buy a Planet Ocean. So even though it's very hard to get Rolex stock, it doesn't mean they will go and buy something else. Now, this is an interesting concept because I was talking to my good friend Cove at Sydney Watch Exchange, and I was talking to him about the Rolex market and the non-Rolex market, and he said to me point blank, he said, look, Arch, I love a lot of the non-Rolex brands, PAM, Omega, Jaeger-LeCoultre. He said, but however, if I am buying stock, he said to me, he's got limited money. He doesn't have unlimited funds. He has to buy the product a lot less than, say, a Rolex. And he said what he's finding is people will say they bought a Planet Ocean. They foolishly bought a Planet Ocean because they couldn't get a sub, so they went for a Planet Ocean. What happens is these people, when they're in their peer group circle, their friends, the work environment, or the tennis club, or the private school function, nobody's giving them validation or verification that they've made a good choice. No one says, oh, nice Planet Ocean. No, what his mate will say is, why the fuck didn't you buy a Rolex? That's what his mate will say. Why the fuck didn't you buy a Rolex? And this is the whole thing. So somebody might they want to buy a Submariner, they can't. So say they buy a Planet Ocean, for example. There's many. These are a well-made watch. They're attractive. They're nice. Then no one says cool Amiga. They say, oh, why the fuck didn't you get a Rolex? There's no validation. No one to reinforce, lick his ass and say, hey, great choice, man. No, that's not happening. And he suddenly realized, fuck, why didn't I buy a Rolex? So he goes and says, fuck, I gotta get out of this. This non-Rolex shit is crap. So he goes to a dealer. A dealer will hand him his fucking asshole. A dealer will hand him his asshole and say, I don't want this. I don't really fucking want this watch. Okay? I want Rolex. And this is the horrid thing. Somebody will make a mistake once. They'll buy a Breitling. They'll buy an Amiga. They'll buy a PAM. They'll buy an IWC. They'll buy a Jaeger-LeCoultre. And these are good brands. They won't get the kudos from their friends or peer group or it just, no one says, there's no validation. They come to sell it and they take an absolute fucking bath. They get slaughtered. Absolutely fucked over. Absolutely fucked over. Absolutely slaughtered. And after this happens, what happens? Well, they buy a Rolex way over retail. And that, believe you me, next time they want to buy another watch, they ain't going to buy a fucking Amiga or whatever they got slaughtered over. They ain't going to fucking touch it. And it's a very bad situation we've got on our books. I was talking to a dealer at the airport in Singapore. No discounting on any Rolex except Cellini. They can give 10% off Cellini. 10% ain't a fucking enough. That's fucked. That's not enough discount. And this is the terrible thing. What's happened is, you remember PAM? PAM, it used to be the angel of the watch industry, just like Rolex is now. That's how PAM was. PAMs were selling way above retail. You couldn't get stock. PAMs now, anything over the 7,000 US dollar barrier, that's 10,000 Aussie or 10,000 Singapore, no sales. No sales. No sales. And this is the awful truth. This is the fucking awful truth. It's the watch industry, talking to a couple of industry veterans, it's never been this bad. They have never ever seen it this bad, this fucked. It's absolutely fucked. That's right. It's absolutely, positively, 150% fuck this. It's fucked. The only exception, Rolex. Rolex. That's right. That's exactly it. Rolex. That is it. That is it. And there are a few other things that are moving. There are some other things. Patek Philippe. It does have some pull. Has some pull. AP, the Royal Oak is in demand, but nowhere near as much as the Rolex phenomena. Nowhere near as much. So many brands are really struggling. Vacheron, Breguet, it's fucked. IWC, ooh, it stinks. The brand is just so soft. It's never been this bad in the watch industry since the quartz crisis. That's right. That's what I'm told again and again. I had a senior manager at a AD who sells multiple brands said to me, it's never been this bad excluding Rolex, it's the worst he's ever seen it. Talking to pre-owned dealers, Rolex, the reason they have to buy other brands so low is because it's harder to sell. So the savings aren't really being reflected to the customer. It's the fact that the dealer would need to keep these products in stock for a longer period of time. Therefore, the cost of money dictates that they need to buy them a lot sharper than a comparative Rolex. It's frightening times when you've got people telling you this is the worst they've ever seen the industry. Very, 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 very bad. That is just, that is awful. Absolutely, it's a stinker. It's an absolute stinker. Absolute stinker. So, man, I don't know what to say. It's just, this is the worst the watch industry has ever been, excluding Rolex. Rolex excluded, the industry is the worst it's ever been. And there's gotta be casualties. There's gotta be fucking, this can't sustain itself. It's gonna be huge, huge developments there. It's very, very, very tough at all. And the only thing I can honestly say to you with a straight face is tell you that, you know, quite frankly, fuckers, it couldn't happen to a nicer bunch of fucking assholes. I'm Paul Pluta. Tell me what you lousy fuckers think of that.
Oh. Hey Archie Luxury fans, if you're into luxury, then you gotta be into 66 Buick Rivieras. Check out my son and I, Alex, as we restore this beautiful 66 Buick.
Neighbors are having a picnic, you know, having fun and stuff. Me, I'm doing cars. It's what I've done my whole life.
Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, once again, Mark Goldberg for Archie Luxury AC3, the Pontiff Satan de Ville. I want to sincerely thank you for having sat through this video because I know it was awful, but you know what? You do it for the greater good of humanity. Thank you so much. Now, a couple of quick pieces of homework. Now that you've watched this video, I would like you to hit thumbs up. If you must, hit thumbs down, but if you'd hit thumbs up, I would especially appreciate it. Go ahead and leave a really nasty comment and tell him how awful this content was, but most importantly of all, the entire reason that I am linking up with Archie Luxury in the first place. I am a published author. Let Dogs Be Dogs, available at bookstores, Amazon, and electronically somewhere near you. Remember, Archie Luxury, he's not just a figment of your imagination.